guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today is another Wednesday Wisdom. I am sorry about last week Wednesday Wisdom. I've been very busy, so I hadn't had the chance to kind of sit down. So anyway, I like to make these nice, short, sweet, and simple, so I'm going to go ahead and just dive right into our quote today. Our quote today is, "We fight not because we truly disagree, but rather because we fail to understand one another." I think this quote is, I feel like I say this every video, and I feel like I also say that every video, but I feel like this quote is very important because if we spent more time trying to understand each other, then I feel like we would spend a lot less time having negativity and things like that in the world. Just taking the time to be just, I guess, more cautious and courteous of each other's feelings and how we feel, because each of us are human, and so we all have feelings. And I feel that even if you have a disagreement or you have a different lifestyle or you have whatever it may be, I feel like that's why we're fighting, because we don't spend the time to understand one another. And I feel like this can go not only just to our country and things like that, but it also can go into home life too. I feel like sometimes not just parents, but also kids. I feel like parents don't understand maybe what kids are going through. Yes, everyone is a teenager or a preteen at some time, or just young, not the age that they are. Everybody's goes through the same kind of age thing, obviously, every year. But I feel like it's different with the changing of the times and the generations. So yes, even though maybe when you were a teenager, or if when you were younger, if you didn't act like that, that might be one thing, but the times have changed so much that the emotions and the reactions to things also have changed. So I feel like us as, parents or siblings or whoever, we should just spend the time to really understand that person and what their life is, because it's so ever evolving that just to spend that time so we can really understand each other better. And also that goes for people with their parents and things like that too, also understanding all of the sacrifices and things that they go to. If your parents telling you to take out the trash, literally one thing they ask you to do, and you don't do it because you're like, I have too much going on. Well, just imagine how much maybe they have going on too, because parents do a lot for you. So if they're going grocery shop, whatever they do for you, they have a bunch of stuff that's going on too, paying bills, all of those things that you don't even really think about when you're younger. And I'm saying more so younger, because I feel like once you are, older and moved out of your house and stuff, it's a little bit different as far as roles, but it's still good to understand what each person is kind of going through. But I feel like it's super important if you're still living at home. So basically this message, I'm trying to give examples more towards people who are still living at home and they're younger, because I think that that's kind of a pivotal role into adulthood, is kind of how you understand, because I think that's a main thing. I hopefully this makes sense, that if you can understand somebody else, then I feel like you can understand anyone, just putting yourself in that person's place or seeing it from their side of you. I feel like everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and I've said this before, everyone has their own opinion. Whether what you do with that is up to you. So if they have an opinion that doesn't match what yours is, that's fine. That's totally fine. You don't have to not be friends or whatever with them because they have a different opinion. Just understand that that person has another opinion, so you don't argue about it. So agree to just disagree on it. But anyway, going back to your parents asking you to do a chore, doing something, you doing that one little thing is maybe helping them if they're really taking on a lot. And then parents, if your kids are asking you for certain amount of attention or things like that, I feel like you should be understanding into what they're also going through, because I feel like there's underlining things to things that people do, if that makes sense. But I think that this quote is super important. We fight not because we truly disagree, but rather because we fail to understand one another. And I think that we should definitely spend more time being a little more understanding of each other and really know what's going on. And especially, I think, being a teenager and being just younger, because that's some really hard years that you go through. So I feel like just keep that in mind to parents, and then also to those who are younger and, you know, you're living at home. I feel like be understanding of your parents, because they're also struggling or going through a lot of things too. And sometimes it's nice if you offer to help do something, because that's taking something off of them. And then parents just helping or offering to also be there for your child. And also having conversations with them. And if there is something that you literally that you do disagree with, rather than being, you know, like, oh, we don't do that, or we don't, you know, I don't like that. That's not the point. I feel like you should just understand why that's what they're thinking, or why that's kind of what's going on in their head. Maybe you can shed some light and kind of help them and lead them into the right direction. But I don't really want to go on a tangent or anything like that, but I think this quote is important, and I think that we should try really paying attention and understanding each other. Just like this quote says, we fight not because we truly disagree, but rather because we fail to understand each other. So this week, I challenge you, there's no hashtag or anything like that. This is just like if you want to. But I challenge you to understand somebody else and maybe their view, and just, you don't have to say anything or anything like that, but you should just try and understand maybe what they're going through, and see like if you can relate to them in any way, or just be a helping hand. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this quote. I will hopefully be back next week for a Wednesday Wisdom. It is Thanksgiving, so I will be very, very busy kind of prepping for that, for family time and everything. But I will try to get a Wednesday Wisdom out to you guys. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye!